If I had to start an online business from scratch in 2026, I do things very differently. Because most of what people are doing right now is exactly why they're not making any money. I've built an online business before, and for a while it did work. But when things slowed down, I realized something. I wasn't doing the wrong things, I was doing things in the wrong order. So, if I were starting over today, there were three things that I would focus on, and one thing I would completely ignore. And honestly, the last thing is where most people would get stuck for years. Let's start with the first one because this changes everything. Clarity over content. I would not start by creating more content. I would start by getting very clear on one thing. Who am I trying to help and what do they actually want right now? Because most people skip this. They start posting tips, tutorials, random ideas, and they wonder why nothing is converting. But if your content isn't tied to a very specific person and a very specific problem, it's just noise. And this is where it gets interesting. Instead of asking, what should I post? I would ask, what is someone already trying to solve that I can help them with? Because when you answer that, you don't need more content. You need better aligned content. Now, once it's clear, here's what I do next. Simple funnel, not scattered effort. I would build the simplest funnel possible. Not 10 offers, not complicated systems, just this. Content to one clear offer. That's it. Because what most people are doing right now is posting content, hoping it works, maybe linking a few random things. There's no direction. But here's the part most people miss. Content doesn't make money. Direction makes money. So instead of let me grow first and focus on monetization later, I would do the opposite. I would decide what am I selling and then create content that naturally leads into it. Now the third thing, this is the one that actually makes everything easier. Trust over traffic. I would focus less on getting more views and more on building trust. Because views are nice, but trust is what makes people click, stay, and buy. And this is where I see a huge problem right now. A lot of content is helpful, informative, searchable, but it doesn't build connection. And this is the part that changed everything for me. People don't buy because you explain something well. They buy because they trust how you think. So instead of just teaching, I would share how I approach things, explain decisions, say what I wouldn't do. That's what actually builds authority. Now let's talk about the one thing I would completely ignore. I would ignore the pressure to be everywhere. No posting every day, trying to grow on every platform, chasing every new strategy. Because that's exactly how people burn out. And ironically, that's also why they don't grow. Instead, I would focus on one platform, one message, one clear path to an offer, and repeat it. Because clarity compounds, but scattered effort doesn't. So, if I were starting an online business in 2026, this is what I do. Get clear before creating. Build a simple path to money. Focus on trust, not just traffic. And ignore everything that adds unnecessary complexity. Because the goal isn't to do more. It's to do what actually works. And if you want help actually simplifying your business and turning your content into something that converts, I linked a resource in the description box below that walks you through exactly how to do that. And if this gave you a different way to think about your business, you'll want to watch this next video because it breaks down exactly why your content might not be converting right now.